Call the meeting to order. Welcome everybody, members, and we don't have any of the public here. Today is this is the regular meeting of the North Oakland Transportation Authority. Today is Thursday, April 21st of 2022, and we're meeting at the NOTA offices. So I'd like to ask for a roll call for attendance of the authority members.
All right. Mike McDonald.
Present.
Bruce Pearson.
Here.
Ed Brakefield.
Here.
Ken Van Fortley.
Here.
Jack Curtis.
Here.
Tanya Waffle.
Here.
Mike Flood.
Here.
Ann Couch.
Here.
Chris Burnett is excused. Oh, Margaret Payne.
Here.
Margaret is excused. Okay. Hi.
All right. Okay, we have a quorum.
No, that's fine.
This time I'd like to ask everyone to rise and pay respects to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, we have a last-minute change to the agenda. Did everybody get it, or we added one item, the Oakland Fuels proposal?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's really no amendment unless somebody has something else. If not, all in
Chairman, I'll
favor?
make a motion to approve the agenda as submitted.
I'll second.
Okay. Who is second?
Everybody.
Okay. All in favor of the motion to approve the agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. All in favor. Okay. The board received the copies of the minutes from our last regular meeting on St. Patrick's Day, March 17th, 2022. Are there any questions, changes, or corrections? If none, motion to approve the minutes would be in order.
I'll make that motion to approve the minutes.
Now, second. Oh, see?
Bruce got it.
Who's
You
second?
gotta be quick around here.
Bruce. Yep.
Okay. All right. Any questions on the motion? Hearing none. All in favor of the motion to approve the minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. Motion carries. Director's report, Lynn?
Good afternoon. Rides for March were 3,389, up 978 from last month. Our trolley rides for March were about the same as February, with 887 rides. Overall, we're getting a lot of positive responses about the trolley, and I anticipate that the numbers will really rise as it gets warmer out. There is a new tracker for the trolley, which has been working, which allows the public to see where the trolley is at so they can plan their visits downtown more effectively. The NOTA ballot language is in process of being approved at all the communities. Actually, all of them have now been passed, and all of them, as of today, this afternoon, have been sent to the county. The deadline is next Tuesday, so everything is there, so hopefully we're all set. I haven't had confirmation from the county, but at least everything is in their hands right now, which is great. There was some questioning of why we're going so early, as the current millage expires in 2023 for Orion and Oxford. And we can collect into 2024, and Addison's a year after. And the reason is that next year is an off year. We'd have to spend $50,000 to do a special election, and I was concerned that waiting it until 2024, there was talk about the RTA being on that ballot as well. So I'm really kind of glad that we're pushing ahead, even though it's a little early. And then it'll be a stress relief when it's done, hopefully. So Mike Daly from PYT Ventures is here, is planning to talk about the lease addendum. I think I've included his proposal for the lease addendum in the packet. It's one thing that they are required prior to closing next Friday. So he's looking at trying to have the board come up with an agreement with this lease addendum. It's important for him. And currently they are paying $4.80 a square foot triple net. His proposal has the new rate in 2023 to be $5 plus 20 cents a year increase through 12 of 27, ending in $5.60 a square foot. This is a proposed lease of 4 years and 9 months with a 5-year renewal following the 12/31/27 expiration, which has a cap of 15% increase. So that $5.60 would be a max of like $644. And that, both of them would have to be, both parties, us and them, would have to agree on that extension. I personally think the rate is low based on the comparables in the market. I think I included some of that in the packet. I spoke to Ken Van Portfleet. He confirmed that the unit that we used to be on in Glass B is currently charging $8.40 a square foot. I spoke with Carl Cyrowski, and he said he's leasing industrial space in Indian Wood for $8.50, triple net. He said it's not our line to charge $8 triple net, as there's not a lot of industrial space available. He suggested having increases based on CPI each year. And I also found comparables on LoopNet that were $9 a square foot. I'm also including 3 quotes to get out our parking lot repaved. The best quote, they're both good quotes. There's Allied Construction and Birmingham Seal Coat. They both had good references when we called out to them. Allied was a little cheaper at $102,985. There's an optional $9,200 extra to run the gutters underground. They did not recommend catch basins. We do have water issues with, we've had actually 3 slip and falls this year because the water comes off of there and it just freezes. So it is an issue. The lowest quote was States Paving, which did not look reputable. It was $97,400. They both suggested, both Allied and Birmingham suggested that core sampling should be done, and that costs an additional, was it $3,200? They both use the same engineering firm to do that, so I included that bid as well. The bid is only good for 30 days, and the other one was 15 days, so as prices are changing, it's a volatile market. The good news, though, we have qualified for the employee retention tax credit of $109,763, which we will receive like $98,000, which will cover the majority of the project. Our next meeting is May 19th. Thank you.
I move to approve the treasurer's report.
Support.
For receipt file.
Okay.
And who supported?
I did.
Oh, thanks.
Any question on the motion? All in favor of receiving and filing the report, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, please say no. It's an opportunity for public comment. If your item isn't on the agenda, you don't have to speak at this time. You're on the agenda, so. Okay. The board's received the financial activity report as well as the bill amount for the month of March. Are there any questions or motions?
I just want to say that we had a couple accidents this month. So the 4M collision, one was an accident where one of our drivers was at fault and rear-ended. Everyone was fine, nobody was injured. The other one was a kind of a crazy one. It was in a windstorm. The driver's door was opened and the wind caught it. It was like 40-mile gust that day, and it broke the latch and it came and hit the front of the car. So we actually had to get a new door, and it had damage to it. So those are the 2 items for 4M collision. We had another wreck a couple weeks ago, which will be in next month's. That one, he was inching through, trying to get through lanes of traffic and thought it was clear, and the person on board said it was clear, and someone from this lane moved over and T-boned him. Everyone was fine, no issues, but that one, all of the airbags came off in that one, so we're going to have to deal with that one. Luckily, no one was injured, but just wanted to let you know, those are the unusual ones this month.
I move to approve the bills total of $65,008.40.
Support.
So Margie and Ken?
Yes.
All right.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor to approve the financial activity, including the payment of bills in the stipulated amount. Are there any questions on the motion?
How much was that amount that you said?
$65,008.49.
I got it. Okay, I got it. 650829.
Okay. Can we have a roll call then for the receive and file, the financial, and the approval of the bills?
Sure. McDonald?
Yes.
Pearson?
Yes.
Brayfield?
Yes?
Van Portleet?
Yes.
Curtis?
Yes.
Wapple? Yes. Payne?
Yes.
Kelch? Yes. Flood?
Okay, pay the bills. Okay, first item of business under old business is the PYP Venture lease extension. You can refer to Lynn's report as well as the other information that we've discussed in the past. I'm going to open the floor up. Lynn, do you want to introduce, make the introductions and get us started?
Yes.
What's that?
I'm forgetting your last name.
Oh, Daly.
Daly, that's right, Mike Daly from PYP Ventures. They've been great tenants. We've really enjoyed having them, and I know that they're looking at doing a lease extension. They have they're closing on a...
Yeah, so we are taking on an additional partner, and we're taking a loan out to essentially try to grow the business more. We're housing 2 businesses in there right now. We've got another little business that we're actually going to be moving out if we can get a deal done to stay in. And then the loan, we're using the loan to buy more inventory and to boost our website sales. So we've been growing pretty good, and we want to continue it, but we need some more capital to do so. So we've been working on this for the last 6 months to a year, and we're tentatively scheduled to close at the end of the month if we can, but we have to have a lease lined up for the length of the loan, which is 10 years. So we have to have options anyway. So it's not mandatory. It's obviously, you guys can, it's got to be agreed on mutually after the first, I think it was after the first 4 years. Yeah, so that's why they want it. And I guess that's pretty typical with a commercial loan, but so that's where we're at. And I agree with you, current market rates are definitely higher than what we're paying. But my pushback would be, if you were to lose us as a tenant, you would have to probably make some improvements to the building, put a lot of money into it. You would go months without having income, and there'd be the risk of the new tenant not paying, and obviously, you've been a good tenant and paid and not had any problems. So, but we're not saying that's the only increase we're willing to take. So we're willing to take a little bit more if we can come to some sort of an agreement.
Okay. Set. I mean, Mike's here if we have questions. Directly to direct them to me, and then so far we'll get a response from them. Go ahead, Ken.
Mr. Chair, he stated that there would need to be new improvements made. What are those? Do we know? I'd like to know.
Are they things you've requested of us?
No, if I'm saying if we don't stay, if we stay, we don't need anything done. But I'm saying if you took on a new tenant, you would, most likely that tenant's not going to want it the exact same way we have it, right? You may need to build out more office space, put more bathrooms in, do different things, paint, different access doors or something. Typically, when a new tenant comes in, there's different build outs that need to be done.
Right. Mr. Brakefield.
Mr. Chair, that's just speculation, though.
Correct.
That's just, so that would be kind of like, so if you want to be candid, useless information. The good information is, if we don't lease it out to you, there could be a time frame that would be vacant. That's a fact. But they're going to want to remodel. That's just sales pitch.
Okay. Mr. Pearson?
Yeah, I know, from what I understand, you've been an excellent tenant, and it works out well that you're there, and with the amount of traffic we have here and everything seems to be working out well. I did reach out to one of the persons who does lease stuff right in this area here, and with that under consideration, he says, if you have a really good tenant that, you don't want to lose them, but you can't give the farm away either. So he knows that the rent is up there $8, $9. We know that. And he suggests, because if you're satisfied with your tenant, one in the hand is worth two in the bush. He's saying somewhere that a $6 a square foot is way more than reasonable, only because it's way under the market. But if you have a good tenant, that's great. But he's saying that you have to do at least a cost of living of a minimum of 3% or whatever the cost of living is in the future, because we don't know what that future is going to hold for anybody. But what he's saying, if you really like your tenant, that's a deal that is very fair to all parties. So I'm just bringing this to the attention of everybody. Now, if you want to go more or whatever, that's fine. If they want to go for the extra money, I understand that. But and if you want to go more than that, but $6 is low. But it's reasonable if you have a good tenant. But
Mr. Curtis?
Mr. Chair, the reason that this rent in this area is up so high is this is the recreational marijuana district. Properties have gone rampant in here when they sold, so it's kind of tough to base it on the buildings. I know what Vaughn Sports is leasing half of their back out for is astronomical. I don't know what PYP does. That's what I'd like to know first. Secondly, how many square feet are you renting? And thirdly, is this a 4-year, 7-month lease or a 10-month lease? I heard both. I heard that the 10-year or 4-year, 7-month lease or a 10-year lease. Those are my questions.
I'd like to offer the board, the rest of the board, and then maybe we'll have, I know Lynn can address some of that for us. Because that's really it's our property, our building, et cetera. So does anybody else have anything at this time?
No, my questions have all been asked.
Okay. Lynn, would you mind?
No. PYP is, it's pet fencing business, right? And is there anything else that you do as well as pet fencing?
Nope. Pet fencing for cats and dogs.
And it's primarily...
Enclosures and, yeah, kennels and things.
Electronic?
Most of it, it's mostly storage that they have in there right now. It's just
Yeah, we have 4 employees on site, 2 office employees and 2 warehouse guys. We bring in materials, we stock it there, and we kit up product and ship it out. So the business has been in existence for 20 years. We purchased it about 5 years ago.
So are you a distributor to retailers or are you online business?
We are 90% online.
Okay.
We do some distribution to retail.
Thank you.
that facility is 10,000 square feet. Ours is 10,000 square feet, so it's exactly half of our building. They pay their property taxes directly to the townships. We are tax exempt. They pay for all utilities are in their name as well as directly. And then part of this lease, they also pay $2,400 towards maintenance costs, which doesn't even, come up to all of our costs. And your other question you said was?
A 4-year, 7-month lease or a 10-year lease?
So there's a 4-year lease that gets you through 27, right?
And that takes you to $5.80, is that what I heard?
$5.60, I think.
And everyone has that, yes, they do. So it's through 12/30/27 up to $5.60. And then after that, he'd like to have if it's possible, it's mutually exclusive. You'd have to agree on the price, but up to 15% increase would be where the cap is at. So that would make the cap. Hi, Chris.
Hi.
So it's basically, we'd have to agree mutually to go beyond the 12/30/27. But he just wanted to have something in writing that could be potentially. That we would entertain it, exactly. But in it, he has it capped at 15% a year for the concurrent 5-year renewal period. So,
Thank you.
sure.
Okay, that said, do you want to continue, Lynn? Is there?
Sure. Or as far as the lease talk, or are we?
Well, I'll say that Lynn has done a lot of background work, obviously doing comparables and talking to some of our members. The proposal, which you have heard, is basically they're offering $5.20 a year increase through 2027. Quite honestly, I think that's way below what would be reasonable for us to consider, given that we are a public, semi-public, semi-municipal entity. And the only question I have for Lynn is there any chance we're going to need the facility for our own use
You never know.
in
You
that
never really know.
duration?
So far, the facility that we've had has been working fine. You know, you never know what the future will hold, but I don't have a problem with looking at this. I think that they have been a great tenant, they're paying well. We don't really have any immediate plans to use that space, so I think that it would make sense to try to negotiate a deal with them, for sure. You know, my thoughts, I was thinking like $7, he was thinking $6, I was thinking $7 seemed fair, but I would think like an increase like to $5,000 for the maintenance cost would be reasonable from $2,400, just because we don't even touch like all the costs that we incur. I don't even add up like the $100,000 in the parking lot, you know, that's a big addition.